I'd like to welcome everybody to another episode of All the Way Around. I'm your host, Big Al 360, along with my co-host,
Nick the Cat.
And today, we got another special guest for you. We got the man. We call him the Connect, right? The plug.
The plug.
We call Kingpin the plug.
I appreciate
None other than Kingpin.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity. Humbled and excited to be here with you guys.
AKA
Promo Vatican.
Promo Vatican, a.k.a. Rap Juggernaut.
Bong.
Yeah, a.k.a. Street Kingpin. I was Street Kingpin first on social media before I was Rap Juggernaut.
Okay.
And then I got frustrated. I pulled over on the side of the freeway and said, "So long, fuckers." That was my last tweet, and I chunked the phone in the ocean. That's really how it happened. And then like maybe 7 months later, I was sitting in a lobby for the Diamond Awards in Jacksonville, and Wendy Day and TJ Chapman were walking through the hall, through the lobby, and they looked over and they were like, "Kingpin?" I had a full beard and shit. Fucking hair was growing out. I had a fucking Kango on. I'm just sitting real incognito. They were like, "Kingpin?" I was like, "Yeah." Wendy was like, "Fool, I hired a private investigator to find you. I thought you were dead."
Now, what are the Diamond Awards?
The Diamond Awards in Jacksonville I don't know, we might get a cease and desist for this one, but the Diamond Awards are the ghetto Grammys. So before there was the Ozone Awards, before there was the Source Magazine Awards, and before there was all the prestigious awards, there was the Duval Diamond Awards. That was Bigga Rankin's Ghetto Grammys, and that was kind of like one of the first award shows to really highlight, the WR&R brand for Bigga Rankin has always been a brand for the streets. And the Diamond Awards was kind of like a way for Bigga Rankin and his camp to kind of honor and acknowledge those street artists that were coming up and were putting in the work, but because they weren't mainstream, or they may have not have been signed to a major label, or they didn't have the red carpet PR, so they couldn't get on the big, the Grammys. Then they come to the Ghetto Grammys, and we kept the hood and we kept the street, and it was amazing, man.
And Bigga Rankin's your partner, right?
Yes, Bigga Rankin. Well, I'm Bigga Rankin's business partner. Bigga Rankin been doing this longer than I ever thought about doing this. He was doing this. Funny fact, Bigga Rankin started off as a rapper, and I have his first rap record. I think we dropped it online, but Bigga's been doing this
for a while.
Man, about 40 or 50 years probably, man. So I've been blessed to be his business partner for almost close to a dub, if not a dub.
Wow.
Okay. Now where are you actually from?
Born and raised in Miami. Lived in Jersey for a little bit. Lived in Detroit for a little bit. Lived in Tampa for a little bit. In and out of Jacksonville, running with Bigga and the whole Cool Runners camp. But born and raised in Miami, and I'm gonna give the other half of my to Tampa, because that was the place when I got out the joint. That's the city kind of that I started in, and that's the city that I planted the seed with Kingpin Productions and started doing the marketing and everything. So I was born and raised. My roots are in Miami, in Little Havana, in Miami Jackson Senior High School, in Shenandoah Middle School, and Shenandoah Elementary School. But my adult life, my career, Kingpin, as everybody may know me, all of that stuff started in Tampa, Florida, with people like Jerry Means, people like Chill the $1 Million Man, who if it weren't for him, there'd be no Kingpin, people like Dan DeMint. Those are the guys that kind of put the battery in my back, and those guys are all from Central Florida. So I'd be remiss if I didn't include Central Florida as being kind of like my launching pad into the world of music, if you will.
Now, Kingpin, I don't even know how to describe what it is you do, because you do everything. He's the plug.
Right.
So describe what it is that you actually do.
Me and my business partners, Artist Revenue Solutions, Promo Vatican, we offer A to Z artist services and label services. So as an individual, I started off kind of doing marketing and promotion, street team, hanging up, running posters and running around everywhere. When people first met me, chances are they see me with a bullhorn standing in the hallway of their favorite award show, promoting artists and playing music off an iPod.
I remember those days.
Right? And then people would get to, venues, 2 or 3 hours early to set up, and all of our posters will be set up. So my team would be inside, like, "What do you got? We'll help you put up the posters," because we already put everything else up. So I started off doing street team, and it transitioned to working with Bigga, and doing market visits and going into different cities and networking with different DJs. And I had an amazing opportunity early in my career. Like I said, Chill the $1 Million Man is kind of like he was the catalyst for me, because he made it so that anywhere I went, I had the resources. So when you're talking about a Super Bowl, Chill the $1 Million Man had the front page and the back page of the Ozone magazine. You guys remember the Ozone for all the special events had a front cover and the back cover. Chill always had the front cover and the back cover. He always had a rap band. He always had billboards. He would always have CDs and stuff. So us getting into the cities was never a problem. And that's kind of where I was able to separate myself from everybody else, because most of the guys that were in the cities may have been there on a label budget or may have been there for whatever other reason. But it's kind of like we had the people that were giving us the fuel. So all we had to do is go there and work. And that's kind of always been my mantra, is just show up and outwork everybody, and the rest will settle itself out. So what does Kingpin do? Kingpin does anything that you could imagine, from servicing records to label infrastructure to consultation to music service to metadata mining. We've had to learn how to do it all. We've had to learn, in this business, you'll learn that you either have the resources to make it happen or you have the time to learn how to make it happen. And there's never enough money. You can never have enough money to pay for enough services. So there are a lot of things that you're going to want to throw your hat in there. And if you don't know how they work, then you're going to have a bad expectation of how the results are achieved or how long it takes to achieve those results. You guys always hear me tell somebody, unless you've hung a poster, you never know what it takes to do. And that's the truth. As a CEO, you can know how to do everything. But if you've never had to grab posters and go out in the wind and carry the posters and put them down and have them slide all over the street, and then you get down and you're 8 blocks away from the car and you realize you have no more staples and now you got to call somebody to bring you. Like, if you've never done all of that, then you'll never know how to prevent all of that from happening. So immediately out the gate, you're going to be up against a street team professional or a group of individuals that know what they're doing, and they're going to run circles around you. And I didn't want nobody to be able to have that over me. So I wanted to learn how to do everything that I possibly could. I wanted to learn from everybody that I possibly could. And I've just been blessed. You know, I brain spar with Wendy Day every week on the cheat code.
What's that like?
Amazing. I get to talk music business with one of the ladies that is helping write the book on music.
How long
business.
you been working with her?
I've been working with Wendy almost as long as I've been working with Bigga, if not a dub close to it. And that's just because, you know, shout out to TJ Chapman, shout out to Vertigo, shout out to Tony Neal, shout out to El Nice, shout out to Big Will over at and CL at Innovator and DigiWax, and shout out to Big Chris at MP3 Wax. All of those people played an important role in my ascension to where I'm at, and are ultimately playing a major role in my success, because all of those people taught me something. All of those people gave me something, and having access to them and not abusing that, not asking them for favors, not always bringing them the next artist I discovered or whatever it was. I never wanted to overstay my welcome. So kind of understanding my role in every conversation or in every room that I step into. Like, I understand that I'm a boss, but as a boss, you have to know your role. And I understand the role that I play on certain chessboards. On certain chessboards, I may be the king that has to protect the queen, and on other chessboards, I may be a pawn that has to figure out how to successfully navigate to the other side of the board. And the obstacles and the other players and the other components are what going to keep me from achieving that goal. I have to figure out how to navigate it.
So you knew you was a boss at an early age.
My whole life, I talked about that just
recently.
Recently.
Up from bosses.
My whole life. My father owned his own company. My mother owned.
Entrepreneur.
She ran an ACLF. All of my sisters, my brothers, everybody that I've ever been around has always owned. And there's nothing wrong with working with somebody and helping build. As a matter of fact, if it weren't for my team members, if it weren't for people like I Am the Connect, Al Green, Flash, if it weren't for the people that we surround ourselves with on a daily basis, there'd be no way that I'd be able to accomplish the things that I've accomplished.
So there's importance to having a team.
Without a team, I am nothing. Without my team, I am nothing. And I bring that attitude to every team that I'm a part of, because I think we talked about it before the cameras were rolling. You know, we can't celebrate the strongest player on the team. We have to uplift the weakest player on the team, because the weakest player is the liability. That's the weak link. That's where the information will get misunderstood or get lost or get confused. And we have to make sure that everybody is equally strong. And sometimes that's why you have a gym partner, you know?
Only
Sometimes
as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah, you're only as strong as your weakest link, man. So I've always known I was going to be some type of leader. I've always been an alpha. I walk into rooms and I stand in the middle of them. I walk into a venue and I'll walk through the whole crowd, and I won't do it to be boastful, but that's just me. I'm here. I mean, you will acknowledge my presence.
With
And I
that being
demand
said,
that.
are some of the artists you work with, are they kind of scared, intimidated to work
I
with you?
will say that most people that work with us are excited to work with us until they understand that working with us requires work. Then it goes from being excitement to being I don't want to call it hesitation. I don't want to call it frustration.
Like gun shy a little bit.
But it does. It becomes overwhelming because I'm not asking you. I didn't ask you to wake up and become an artist. So I'm not going to kiss your ass to become an artist. I didn't ask your label to invest money in you. I didn't ask you to invest in studio time. So I'm not going to kiss your ass and baby you and pacify you and beg you to do any of the things that you have to do. These are not things that you should be doing. These are things that you have to do. We've talked about this in the past. Anybody that's heard me say this, 100% effort is the bare minimum. That means you completed the task. That's the minimum you have to do. If you want more, then you do more. And that's what life is about. Life is about wanting more and doing more. If you're settling and accepting, cool. Get the fuck out of the way. Go over there and go sit down and accept and enjoy what you have. Now, I'm not mad at you. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to enjoy it so much, I want you to stop and go over there and enjoy it. Get the fuck out of my way, because the people that I'm with, we want everything that's ahead of you. Everything that you leaving behind, we want that too. So that's the attitude we have with it.
So what's the importance right now of independence as far as the artists go?
Independence implies ownership.
Okay.
Because independent means I'm doing it on my own. If I'm doing it on my own, then I'm creating it on my own. And if I'm creating it on my own, then I better figure out how to own this. And I think with artists being able to sell their catalogs, their publishing catalogs into lucrative deals, with artists, going on tour, venues are back open, America's wide open, concert tickets are the price of somebody's rent in some cities. You know, the entertainment world is wide open for all of us to make money. And being independent means that you don't have to rely on the middleman of giving you that information no more. You don't have to be given pieces. You can go straight to the source. But in order to go straight, you know what's funny to me? Everybody will sit back and watch American Gangster, right? And they'll watch Frank Lucas was sitting in the house and something happened about heroin and he jumped his ass on a plane and he went over there and he went to the plug, right? Why y'all ain't took your ass over there and find out how to get fucking sublimation printers? Why y'all ain't went to the source? Why y'all ain't got all your little chips and went straight to China or India where they're making all of these products, all of these technologies, all of these companies, and invested in that and then brought it back with you and Frank Lucas the game? You wanna know why? Because it's easier to do it at somebody else's. Nothing tastes better than somebody else's food. Don't let that go over your head.
That's dope.
Wow.
You could be in a restaurant and you could be like, man, let me taste that. Now when you taste it, man, that shit is fire. As soon as you order yours, it won't taste the same.
Well, that's the truth.
It's the truth, man. Don't nothing taste better than somebody else's food. And that's how most of these artists are. They have this mindset of where all they have to bring to the table is an appetite. No, motherfucker. You may have to come and help set up the table.
Might have to clean it.
You may have to
tear it
clean
down
up. I
when
mean,
it's over.
you know, it's a part of it. As an artist, you should be walking up to somebody on your team and asking them if there's anything you could do to help them, because they're always trying to figure out ways to help you. So as an artist, if you're not trying to figure out creative ways to implement your DJ, to implement your engineer, to implement your graphic designer, to implement your videographer, to implement your social media team, to big up the people that are doing things for you pro bono or at a discounted rate, if you're not finding a way to incorporate those people and uplift those people and put them at the front of what you got going on, then you're not trying to reciprocate that effort. You're not trying to pour back in their cup. And that's what makes relationships one-sided in this business, and that's what gives people that bad taste for you, where people stop answering the phone for you, people stop opening your emails because they understand you're only reaching out because you want something. Be a person of value, and if you bring things to the table, if you're willing to share information with people, if you give anybody anything and they lap you, don't be mad, bitch. Figure out why they lapped you. That's what this time is for. If I gave you a gem and you put that gem in your back and you got to the front level, it's not for me to be like, oh, bitch, why you ain't take me with you? It's for me to be like, okay, what did he do? Let me write this shit the fuck down. No, ain't nobody writing nothing down. Every phone has notes. Every phone takes dictation. You could even talk into your phone and it'll write it down. But nobody takes notes. They'd rather have it in their brain and then smoke 2 or 3 blunts and forget about it. and then remember 2 weeks later when they're snapping their fucking fingers in a
Facts.
conversation with somebody. Oh, no, that's not how this works, man. And anything that the mind can conceive, the man can achieve. And unfortunately, some people, they don't have the value of they don't know the value of planning. In this business, podcasting, DJing, videography, selling eyelashes, being a business consultant online, being a clothing designer, a baker, a cook, whatever profession you want, without a plan on how to execute your week, without a plan on how to execute your day, without the vision, some people don't want to run the company. Some people just want to show up and get a check and go home and then complain. I'm not doing no more than what I'm supposed to. You hear those conversations and those rumbles more often than you hear, damn, I can't get to work and kick ass. I want to get to work and just start knocking all this shit. You never hear that. So it just makes you wonder where the mindset of people is. And that's why we have to be able to do so much. You asked me earlier what I do. I gotta be willing to do everything.
So since you do everything, and I see you got the Promo Vatican shirt on, is a lot of people fall under that umbrella, under the Promo Vatican?
The Promo Vatican, I got the idea from the DJ Vatican.
Yeah.
I remember the DJ Vatican at one time was like the 50 best DJs in the world. And I was like, it would be a dope idea if we were able to establish a company, and underneath that umbrella, there are DJs, there are media platforms, there are journalists, there are influencers, curators, business executive, PR, and so forth and so on. So, throughout us building this up, shout out to Breezy, she was there when I came up with the idea. That's one of my day ones. When we started implementing it, it was just like, this isn't a logo that'll take away from anything that anybody has. It's like the logo that you put on to show that you're powered by the best. We don't want to take over anything from anybody's brand. We just want that logo at the bottom, so a motherfucker can know it's been refined and it's been reviewed and it's approved and it's ready to rock and roll. And that has always been the Promo Vatican. You asked me before the cameras were rolling, what is the Promo Vatican? The Promo Vatican is your prayers for help answered. It's people that are understanding that all of your money goes into posters.
So that's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
If your money goes into posters, or your money goes into t-shirts, or your money goes into flyers, or your money goes into advertisement, what happens when that stuff is printed up and given away? What do people find? When they go look for you, what is going to be the end result? Are they going to find what you want them to find? Or are they going to find broken information? Are they going to find outdated information? Are they going to find dormant profiles? Are they going to find anything relevant to you? Are they going to find another artist of the same name that has released a song 2 days after you did, so theirs is more relevant, so therefore it's more recent, so it'll pop up in search results more often than just any possible combination of that stuff? We understand that. We understand that servicing a record without a beat per minute embedded into the actual track hurts a new age DJ, because a new age DJ is using DJ software. Excuse me. And DJ software, 9 out of 10 of them, have an auto DJ button. And the auto DJ button works off of BPM. The BPM has to be provided as part of the metadata. So if you're not giving the computer the information that it needs to do what it's supposed to do, how do you ever expect to yield those results? And that's the part that baffles me from a DJ that plays music and doesn't understand. Man, I chop everything up. I've been using my Serato and been using all the stems. Goofy, show me the report. How many of those songs detect? Are you looking for those? Why haven't you contacted those labels and said, hey, bro, I want to do a mashup with this record, bro. Let me get the instrumental. Or maybe encourage them. If you're a DJ and you know that you could use Tidal, how many artists, when was the last time you stood next to a celebrity artist, put your arms around them and said, hey, bro, upload your instrumental to Tidal and set it for only detection, man. Set the instrumental version and just load it on Tidal, so that when us DJs play, we could blend your instrumentals, man. When was the last time you ever did that? You've never done that. Don't fucking lie. And you've never done that because you're too busy thinking that you're a fucking star, that you're a celebrity, you know it all. I carried crates, and I did it on my own. Equipment cost me $1,200, and it cost $800 to get to the club, but I don't know how to update my flyers. Like, think about that. Think of how many DJs will go and spend thousands of dollars on equipment and spend no dollars on infrastructure. DJ 7 days a week And the only people that know are the ones that follow them and are following them actually online when they post and ghost. Because a DJ, they don't know how to use social media. They're posting the flyer because that's what they think they're supposed to do. And then that bitch will be up for 3 days and that motherfucker will have 2 likes. And then when you go to their page, it's because they posted the same flyer 27 times in a row. What happens when you listen to the radio and a commercial comes on? Change the fucking station.
Yeah,
Station.
automatic.
Yeah.
What happens when you watching on sports on Sunday and there's multiple games on and one game is on and a commercial comes on? What do?
Go to the other.
Change the
next
station.
channel.
So when you just pumping advertisements out of a bitch, what do you think they're doing?
So branding is everything.
How you brand,
How you brand.
Yeah.
what you're branding. Let me explain something to you, everybody watching this. And this is something that I had to learn recently. A product from a brand is a souvenir to a fan.
Whoa.
You have to make the connection. Stop trying to sell people shit. Stop trying to sell people shit, man. And you're not trying to sell it right if you're going to sell it. Where's the description of it? Green jacket, gold buttons, silk, violet. Nah, y'all just put a song up, huh? Tell me what y'all think. Whoa. What if my interpretation is not what you had in mind when you made the record? Give me some context. The eyes sell more than the ears ever will in the music business. So don't you think you'd want to package it and present it properly? Don't you think you'd want to get it out to maybe 10, 12, 20, 30 bloggers, 10, 12, 20, maybe 30 DJs before the record drops? Give them a private link after it's been uploaded and coded. So if any one of them love it and they happen to get their hands on it and they play it, you get sound detection. Imagine what a concept. What a concept that you can drop a record in 40 days after you've been servicing it, and the day it drops, it's already got 150 radio spins. Imagine what happens at Apple Music if you're promoting a record for 40 days and everybody is playing it and everybody is going to look for it on Apple Music and they're searching Apple Music and they can't find it. And you don't think Apple Music knows when people go there and search for it? That's how these artists that y'all swear get paid to get on. They don't get, you can pay for that, I'm sure. But you earn that. You earn that with the information. Overall first week streams, projected first week sales, marketing plan. You have to provide all of that information. Why would you need to provide all of that information? Think about what it is that you're asking of Apple Music or a Spotify or a Tidal or a Deezer or an Amazon or a SoundCloud or a My Mixtapes or a Spinrilla. Think about what you're asking of these platforms. Hey, you, that you built your own shit, I need my shit on there. And I need it to be a priority. Man, fuck all that Drake and NBA Youngboy. They raw, but they ain't as good as me. So put me above them and fuck everything else. And if y'all don't do it, you're a hater. That's the wild shit that we're up against in this business.
Preach, man.
Think about the people that complain. The major labels, they have spots on all of the playlists. Have y'all ever Googled to see who the fuck owns Spotify? So you mean to tell me that as a major label, I can own a streaming company? I can own a percentage of a streaming company, and I can't put my own artist songs on my playlist on my company? Is that what the fuck you want me to believe because you can't fucking do it? Buy a company, bitch. Get your chips up. Get your chips up. Buy a percentage of a streaming platform, and then you too could put your own artist music in the playlist.
You do what you want.
Come on, man. Why are you getting mad? You think playlisting is how to get heard. No. That's what you think is a quick way to get heard, motherfucker. That's why you fucking mad. You not mad because it's gonna take a long time to do it. You mad because you want it done now. Who gives a fuck what you want? That's the problem, gentlemen. We're not talking about what anybody wants. When I'm sitting down with a client, I'm not talking about what I want. Oh, Kingpin, we're gonna do it your way. Stop right there. That's the wrong attitude to have, bro. Because I don't own these fucking companies. So how the fuck is it my way? I don't know what the process is until I do it and it's done wrong. And then I make sure that it's never done wrong again, because when I upload a song, I don't want to wait 3 days to get an ISRC code. I need to be able to get an ISRC code today. So that if I get my ISRC code today, then I can register my song today. If I can register my song today, that bitch drops in 16 weeks, I get hit over the head and forget, it doesn't matter. The song was registered. It's okay, go make it a platinum hit. Every stream is gonna count. Every dollar is gonna be accounted for. The lyrics formatted up. Isn't that what we're talking about? Mm-hmm. Could you imagine if the Patriots took the field and hey, we didn't bring no cleats? The quarterback don't have no cleats today, bro. He gonna have to play in regular sneakers. He gonna make a look fly though. Playbook, all we got is the first 2 pages. The printer broke. We couldn't get the rest of the playbook. Football, oh no, we're not playing with footballs. We got these Nerf balls, little foam ones. It's the last minute. It's the best we can do. Think about the concept of every time somebody drops a record and they do it wrong. I want you to use that analogy. If your record is your baby, and okay, so what are we doing? We buying Similac, or are you buying just powdered lactose milk? What kind of wipes are you using? Are you using the disposable diaper? You gonna shit in the cloth and then hose the cloth down and wash it like back in the old days? Are you getting loves? You getting huggies? What you getting? You want a crib? What's the baby gonna sleep in? Baby gonna sleep in the bed? You got a little bassinet for the baby? You got a boppy pillow? All of these things are needed to raise a baby because the baby has to be taken care of. What's the difference with your record? That's not your baby? You don't want to nourish it? You don't want to make sure your baby has the stuff that it needs? I don't know. Maybe you feel it needs advertisement. Okay. Does a baby ever stop eating food? Advertisement is food for your record. Do you ever stop eating food? Every time you get hungry, you eat. As a matter of fact, you know that you should eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You should eat 3 times a day. So if you have a product that you want to be consumed, to be eaten by the rest of the world, maybe you should try to figure out how to get them to eat it. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Maybe that should be the attitude more so than the rescue me and the help me. It should be let me help myself.
Okay, do you find yourself more hungry than the person that's asking for the help? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, he's definitely more.
Well, I mean, I can see.
And listen, your team is only going to go half as hard as you. So I mimic energy.
Got you.
So if you come to me and you're ready to work, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you.
That's it.
If you come to me and you're not ready to work, I'm gonna teach you how to work.
Okay.
And you're either gonna adapt, or you're gonna get the fuck from around me. And 9 out of 10 will get the fuck from around me, and it's okay. I'm not mad as 8 billion people in the world. I am not for everybody. I understand that everybody may not wake up with the same passion as I do, bro. I understand that everybody may not go to bed with the same passion. I understand that, and it's okay. I don't fault nobody for that, but I block people for that because energy is contagious. I'm not a loser. I don't partake in loser activities. I don't condone loser activities. So if you want to be a loser, then go lose over there. That's all I'm saying to somebody is, you could do you, but allow me to do me. Everything else is extra.
I just
Kingpin.
recently. Oh, go
I got a
ahead.
question real quick. Where do you see this going?
The what?
The whole industry. Where 10 years from now? Give us Kingpin's predictions.
Art will never stop being made. Did you imagine Michelangelo, Leonardo, Da Vinci, you name it, bro. Mozart, Beethoven, Basquiat, anybody that you could think of. See that how the teamwork came in? Watch the alley-oop. See that how the teamwork came in? Golly. I think AI, because that's what we're talking about, is how do I think AI is going to change?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I think AI is amazing. I think AI is phenomenal. AI is everybody's assistant. And here's my analogy for AI. You know, I like to use analogies. I like to talk to the people in a language of the people. Okay? Here's my thing with AI. And I'm a movie buff, so I always find a way to incorporate movies. You guys ever seen the Iron Man movies?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when he got caught at first? He built the Iron Man suit in the cave. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was no machine there. There was
None.
no AI. Rocks and metal cans and shit. I got you. I'm going to build Iron Man.
He had to try to make it out.
Boom.
Yeah.
Then when he made it out, he got back home. Then Jarvis was able to help him. Hey, Tony, you got to tighten up those screws. You need a 35 millimeter screw.
Gotcha.
It's 18 seconds away. That's what AI is. AI doesn't do it for you. AI is there to assist you in doing it. Think of a mechanic. I need a Philip wrench. Philip wrench. Hey, now imagine an auto mechanic that could look at a car and instead of having to open the book and look for the brake part, he could type in 1984 Honda brake and it gives you the system. That's what AI is. AI is able to make your mundane task. It's able to simplify those for you so that you can focus more of your time on what you're making more money with.
Because it's AKA Jarvis.
It's all it is. It's all it is. AI is Jarvis, man. It's hey, what do you think? AI has been around since we've been using Google. Okay, that's all AI. Netflix recommended for you, that's AI. You've ever played a video game? Pac-Man. You played Pac-Man. And the little motherfucking robot would come down and then you would go left and it would go left and shit. It's AI. There's been a variation of it in development for years. And what we've all tried to get to from we watched the Back to the Future movies. Remember part 2 when Marty McFly went to the future and they had the crib with the shoes and the skateboard and all that shit. And he walked in and, hey, turn on this and hey, turn on that. If you ever went to Disney World and they had Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland was the future where they had the phones with the TVs. This is like in the early 80s or 90s, bro. So I'm saying like 20 or 30 years before this shit hit the main world. So it's always been something that we've been working towards because we want to make our life easier. Remember, at one time there was a bottle of Windex and paper towels. Now the Windex and the paper towel are in a bag. You see what I'm saying to you? So it's like, you know, we're not trying to poison nobody, bro. Me personally, whatever. It's a possibility. I don't believe in the whole conspiracy shit, them against us and man versus machine. But I do believe that there are people that are actively working to make our life better. And I think those people that are helping develop AI, those people that are coming up with these programs, the people that thought of cryptocurrency, the people that thought of NFTs, the people that thought of Ubers, ride shares, the people that thought of Airbnbs, the people that thought of grocery delivery. Imagine what grocery delivery has done for the senior citizens in this country. Ever since the COVID shut down and they couldn't move around. So yeah, it's made things a lot easier. It's made things harder. It's the unknown, and it's okay, bro. It's okay not to know. If you don't know what you should be doing, then maybe you should be trying to figure out if machines are going to run everything. Then why not learn how to fix the machines? I don't know, bro. Maybe just maybe a hydraulic engineer, maybe an electrician. Maybe a plumber, somebody that knows about oil and pressure. Maybe they're going to be somebody that's going to have a fucking hell of a job because these machines have to work. It's got to be a machine moving around and oil got to get pumped into it. The fucking ice cream machine at McDonald's has been broke for 47 years. And they got a bitch to ride around to fix it. So maybe that's something you want to look into, man, is get in where you fit in, bro. We talked about AI. I think you were here when we talked about AI when they had FN Mecca, remember the digital artist?
Yeah.
That shit lasted a hot 2 weeks.
And that was done.
Where's FN Mecca? Where is he? Where's the digital artist that had digital rap beefs already and had a crew? And what happened to it? We talked about the animation that it takes for a movie. I think it was like 180 people it took to animate Marvel Universe. How many people do you think it would take to animate a full-fledged cartoon that's moving around and talking and wearing hats and speaking on relevant topics and at the motherfucking Beyonce concert tonight? Like, that's not gonna be easy, bro. And yes, AI, they'll have to develop the code, write it, and run it and implement it. That's why ChatGPT is so amazing. They were talking about on AI, just seen the 60 Minutes interview where the guy was
hold
like,
on. Kingpin's not a conspiracy theorist at all.
I've read every book of the world, man. Behold the Pale Horse.
Behold the Pale Horse.
Illuminati. I've read them all.
Cooper.
Okay.
I'd have read them all. They got great information in them. I believe that every book has its own form of truth in it. And that book is not to give you the gospel, but to inspire thought.
But Kingpin does believe in aliens and Bigfoot.
Yeah, of course.
and all
I
that.
believe there's aliens. I believe anything that's not from here is an alien. So, of course, by that definition, yes, a UFO.
Then we're aliens.
We're definitely aliens. Unidentified flying objects, UFOs. I don't know, bro. I don't believe that. I don't believe the world is flat. I believe it's round. I believe in God, and I believe that there are aliens. Maybe those are all three contradictions. I don't know, but that's my belief system. For what's worth.
We got to ask you this. I want Kingpin's top 5.
Rappers?
Listen, it doesn't have to
songs?
be. It doesn't have to be rap. It can be.
It could be rock.
It could be anything.
Top 5
We
anything.
want your
Top
top 5,
five,
and it doesn't
anything.
have to be now. It can be
Here and now. Okay,
back
well,
in the day. Yeah.
I'm gonna throw Guns N' Roses in there. I think Guns N' Roses is one of the greatest bands of all time.
Okay, that's one.
Nas is my favorite rapper of all time, so I got to put
Bomb.
Nas in there.
That's 2.
I got to throw Juan Luis Guerra in there, Spanish artist.
Say it again. What's his name?
Juan Luis Guerra. Juan Luis Guerra.
Okay.
His first album was kind of like when I had just got into like middle school, and I was discovering girls, and I was discovering how to dance, and that album kind of like set a different trend in Miami, and it kind of introduced me to Latin music. I grew up in a Spanish household, but I didn't get into Spanish music until I was like almost in my preteens and shit. So Juan Luis Guerra is definitely up there. I want to say Jodeci. I got to throw Jodeci in there because I'm an R&B fan to the core.
That was 4.
And I think Jodeci is like, I know their songs word for word, and I would love to. And And I don't know, man. Maybe a tie between like the whole Dr. Dre thing, like anything Dr. Dre involved, like Snoop, one of my favorites, Eminem, one of my favorites, G Unit, 50 Cent, Tony Yayo, Lloyd Banks, like that whole mixtape, like that kind of changed my mind about G Unit mixtapes were the reason I was selling CDs 3 for $5, 5 for $10 in Tampa on the street corner. Was getting a hold of them G Unit mixtapes and the DJ Clue mixtapes and from off the websites. Like I remember when WorldStar was a website that you would log into and it was just folders of shit. It wasn't a website with thumbnails. It was just folders. And you would go in there and it would be the folders of the DJ and you would click on Green Lantern and they had all the Green Lantern mixtapes. And you clicked on fights and they had a folder and then that bitch was all fight videos. I remember WorldStar when it was that. So, yeah, anything Dr. Dre influenced, Nas, Jodeci, Juan Luis Guerra, and Guns N' Roses. Fuck, what an eclectic ass list.
That's a dope list.
That's a fucking eclectic.
That's dope. Do you watch boxing at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there we go.
Hold on, real quick. Recently, there's a boxer who quoted you on something.
Really?
And he was talking about fair, and he was talking about success. And the boxer was Adrian Broner.
I love it.
And he was just saying, a little bit about what you thought about success. So can you tell us a little bit what you think about success?
We'll talk about boxing.
Okay.
You guys ever heard of the Siberian Rocky?
No, I haven't.
You guys ever heard of the Siberian Rocky? The Siberian Rocky was, obviously this boxer from Siberia, and he would train in the most harshest conditions. And his mother was terrified of him boxing because he made a promise to her. Whenever he would leave the house, his promise that he was going to die in the ring if he didn't come back a champion. So you could be born a winner, but you're made a champion. And some of these guys are Mike Tyson, his rise to prominence, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, one of my favorite boxers of all time, Prince Nassim Ahmed, watching the Golden Boy, Julio Cesar Chavez, and watching all of these guys, and what makes them the best? What makes Floyd Mayweather the best? 55 in front of him, 55 down. What is that, 55 or 57? 50 in front of him, 50 down. What makes him the best? Doing the shit that won't nobody else do. Yes, he's gifted. Yes, he has the talent. But he knows in order to manifest that talent and keep that talent at the highest level, he's got to get up and train every day. He's got to run. He's got to watch film. He's got to spar. Did you guys see the training video of Gervonta before the fight? Mm-hmm. With the and then grabbing the ball and throwing it back? I've never seen that. And I've been watching boxing videos and the road to the fight for 30 years, 40 years. It's HBO, and I've never seen anybody do the things that he was doing. We knew he was going to go into the fight. He won in stylish fashion. And at the end of the day, it's about that. It's about pushing yourself. This victory, so what? After Tank won,
you can't stop.
He walked out of the arena. It was him and another dude. They didn't carry him out on a fucking float. He didn't walk out of the casino and there was fireworks fucking flaring. He looked at his phone, a couple million in the bank account, threw his fucking duffel bag on his shoulder and walked to the car. I go home and I train because tomorrow I got to get ready for the next fight. It never stops. And as an artist, man, that's where most of them get beat. They think because they win one match that they're a champion. And when you're a champion, they come for you 10 times harder. A motherfucker watches every fight that you had to become a champion, and they train so that when they get in the ring with you, they can whoop your ass. And that's what it's about, man. Every match that you get, every business meeting that you go into, every contract that you're looking at, it's a boxing match. Fair is a place where they judge fucking pigs, man. This ain't about fair. This is about leverage.
That's it.
What can you leverage? Then we could talk about percentages and everything else. But I joked when I said it on the Dirty Love Bastard interviews. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to the person who owns your music.
Yeah.
Because that's the person who's making the decisions. That's who I need to talk to.
Okay, since we're talking about artists, we hear it all the time, and we're just starting this. Put us on. Help put us on. Connect us to the people that can put us on. Who can help me? Please send me to somebody who can help me. So give me Kingpin. You're the plug. So give me the plug's checklist. What do you have to have in order before you even think about this shit?
This is the shit that baffles me with DJs in general. Because as a DJ, you should be at the forefront of the music industry. You're the gatekeeper. You're the toll collector. Somebody has to come to you to cross the bridge. And on the other side of that bridge, maybe more fans, maybe more opportunities, maybe more exposure, maybe more platforms, whatever. And not understanding what it is, the currency that the people that are going to travel across your bridge are coming with. So when somebody tells you, I'm hot, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go check their records. I got to check their streams, because here's the thing. Do you want me to tell somebody to listen to you every day and you not listening to you every day?
Yeah.
38.9 million records didn't stream once last year. Not one. Today is what day is today? May 1st. We're about 115 days into the year. Do you want to know a staggering statistic? Right now, today, May 1st, if we're 115 days into 2023, 11.5 million records have been introduced into the marketplace. Fuck only one record. 38.9 million didn't stream all of last year. What about them other 11.5 million that just got added to it so far? We're 4 months into the year, 5 months into the year. So when somebody says, put me on, Kingpin, that's why I don't understand how an artist can just go to a DJ and a DJ not be able to look at it and tell them what they need to do. You're the practitioner. You are the emergency room. When an artist is coming to you, they're coming to you because they feel they either got a hit or they got something that's fucking them up and they need to get it taken care of, man. What is this that I got? Can you help me? Oh, yeah, you got to go see a specialist. But damn, you didn't even take my blood pressure. You didn't even ask me my name. Oh, yeah, you need plastic surgery. I'm going to send you right here to see 3 specialists. Hold on, Jack. You don't even ask me what I'm here for. And most people that'll guide you, they don't know how you can make money in this business. Most people know how they can make money in this business. And because they think that if you're coming to them with a business opportunity that your business is handled, I want you to know 9 out of 10 artists that go and get a mixtape from a big DJ, they don't have the foggiest idea of how it works. They think going to get a mixtape hosted from a big DJ is all that it takes. Mm. So, looking at it, knowing what to do. I'm going to go check all of your DSPs. I want to know what you look like on Apple Music. As a DJ, I should have paid access to all of these platforms. I run music, so I should pay for my Spotify. I should pay for my Apple Music. I should pay for my YouTube. I should pay for Deezer. I should pay for SoundCloud. I should pay for Linktree. I should pay for SongWhip. I should pay for these websites, because once you pay, they give you access to the shit that you don't have access unless you pay. It's how it has to work. When somebody comes up to you and tells you, Kingpin, I want to get on. Al, I want to get on. You got a clean version of your record? Oh, I can get one made. Go somewhere. Go fuck yourself. Go over there. Go over there and play with yourself. Why are you giving it to me? What am I? The fucking bottom of the basement DJ? I'm fucking Big Al 360. I'll put your fucking video on 150 TVs in this bitch. I'll send it to every radio DJ in the country that'll play it right the fuck now. What can I do for you? No, bitch. What can you do for you?
Bomb.
Hold that.
So how does a DJ not have that confidence? Because they don't know. They don't know what it takes to break an artist, bro. They think playing it is enough. Playing it ain't enough. Getting your record played ain't enough. Getting a write-up on a website ain't enough. Getting featured on a blog ain't enough. Hitting the Breakfast Club in the morning time ain't enough. Hitting No Jumper ain't enough. Academics ain't enough. All of it together in unison, back to back, consecutive. That's enough.
Over and over and over.
Once,
and over again.
Come on, man. That's why they get up there and they talk about everything under the sun. They'll get on the interview and they'll say sensational shit. And they'll incriminate themselves, or they'll say some outlandish shit because they think that by sensationalizing it, they're gonna make people tune in to see what they gotta say. Fuck all that. I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you don't want to listen to it, bye. Go somewhere. I'm not here to help anybody convince them about what it is that they should be doing to be successful. What I'm telling you is, for 15, 20 years of my life, I did it wrong. You think I'm successful? Cool, listen to me. For 15 to 20 years, I did it wrong. If I did it wrong and I'm successful, listen to what I'm telling you so that you can be 10 times as successful in half of the fucking time. I'm not trying to get you to do it my way. I'm trying to get you to do it the right way, so that you can use the rest of your time enjoying the fruits of your labor instead of working for it well into your fucking elder years. Because that's what I'm doing. I don't get to take a day off. I don't get to just enjoy time with my kids. I don't get to. I had somebody that I called and was like, "Hey man, the artist that you represent, that you have your name in his bio for a manager, his shit is wrong. where are his show dates? And the motherfucker said, I can't talk to you right now. I'm at the park with my kid. All 3 of my kids were sitting there looking at me retarded in the fucking face. Like, damn, when I left at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to school, you were on the computer. Here it is, 5 o'clock in the evening time. We back home from school and you still on the fucking computer. So it makes it that much more difficult for me to have respect for the people that call themselves my peers in this business. Because if you know what it takes to wake up and do this every day and you don't do it, who are you trying to fool? Me, you, or the artist? Because it's going to get to a point of where you're not going to be able to rep your brand. You're not going to be able to go anywhere in public because all you're doing is taking from people. And at some point in time, that shit got to stop, bro. So I'm not here to lift nobody's skirts, but I am here to let a motherfucker know, get uncomfortable around me. I know what you did. I know what you did, motherfucker. I know it. I know what you did. And I know that you know what I did because I walk into a room and you get stiff. I walk into a room and you don't look at me because you think that I'm talking about you when I get on these microphones. So guess what, pussy, I am.
Shut.
I spare you. I spare you. I allow you to make money finessing people in this business. And the day that I feel I want it to stop, I'll wake up and knock all this shit the fuck down. Pussy.
Bong.
Where's Kingpin's favorite place on planet Earth? If you could go anywhere, where's your favorite place? Where's that you've been? Or is there a place that you haven't been in?
I love Louisiana.
Louisiana?
Louisiana, the food, the vibes, the energy, the people. My wife's from Louisiana. I love everything about it. I love its impact that it's had on the culture. I love its impact that it's had on our country. I love its impact that it's had on the genre of music, hip hop. I love what has stemmed from the blues, from Mississippi Valley and the Delta, and all the way up and through there, and what has circulated and what the Chitlin circuit has meant to me and to the culture, and what it's done and how it's helped give, I don't know what the number is, man, but I'm sure 6 out of 10 of your favorite fucking jazz, blues, or records have inspired some of your favorite hip hop records today. So, everything that kind of stemmed from the South, I love the South. I love Dallas. I love Deep Ellum. I love Lolo's Chicken and Waffles. Man, I love Atlanta. Atlanta's an amazing city, man. It's beautiful. It's where I'm raising my family. My kids go to school here. My business partners are based here. It's where I started my businesses at, man. So I love Atlanta. The Yayo. I love Miami. My Latin roots and the food and everything else. I love Peru. I've been to Peru. Peru was beautiful. I've been to Canada. I've been to a couple places in the Caribbean. I haven't really traveled as much as I would like to. I'm a violent habitual offender, so I really can't go to a lot of countries. I'm not allowed to visit a lot of places anymore. But yeah, Louisiana, man. I fuck with Louisiana heavy. I love Louisiana. It's only a 6-hour wait, 6-hour drive from Atlanta. So whenever the fuck we get inspired, we go down there and we hit bourbon and get ugly, throw up everywhere, and then wake up and then drive back like miserable. Oh, I can't wait to do it again. So yeah, I love Louisiana.
Michael Jackson or Prince?
As a musician, Prince was. There's never been an artist come close. But as an entertainer, I know more Michael Jackson songs. I knew Michael Jackson dance routines. I had the Michael Jackson, the leather jacket. I had the fucking sequence jacket. I had the fucking glove as a kid.
You had the beaded jacket?
I had the beaded jacket. I had,
glove,
I had the glove. I had the red
socks.
The red leather and black jacket. They sold it at Kmart, and it came with the fucking glove. And I had the fucking Michael Jackson action figure with the glove and the microphone and shit. I remember that. So definitely, She's Out of My Life is a phenomenal record. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough is a phenomenal record. Do You Remember the Time? I remember when that video came out. That video premiered. That video, I'm Bad. Those videos premiered on Sunday, on prime time, on regular television. I want you to think about that.
Yeah,
a music video, that's how it premiered. They shut everything down.
Yeah, Mike would stop the
Yeah,
show.
Mike would stop the world, man. So, from the trophies all over the world to the grown men crying, oh my God, Michael! Like, it was just, you know what I'm saying?
Crying.
Yeah, bro. I
They stopped scrapping.
It was a phenomenal artist, phenomenal entertainer, way ahead of his time. Personal antics aside, shout out to everyone out there that's healing and that is going through, whatever it is that they're going through in life. And You know, I'm not here to victimize or defend or advocate for anybody. We're talking strictly on the musical side. That there are some people that are just, you know, made some amazing contributions to the world of Michael Jackson. Prince made phenomenal contributions. You know, I've been to Paisley Park in Minnesota, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. My business partner, the Big D, I'm gonna tell you, the minute I got out of the car and walked up, I started crying like a baby.
Wow.
Like a fucking child. And like, I never met this man
so
a
that
day
was
in my
like
life.
a spiritual thing.
It was real crazy because he looked at me like it was Big Cuz was there, and he was there like, "Are you all right, brother?" I'm like, "Bro, I don't know." It's just wild. And it was like I get goosebumps thinking, talking about it because to see people there, and when we went there, people were just hanging signs all over the fence and people making paintings and stuff. So his impact on the world was like nothing that I had ever seen either. So, but if I had to choose one or the other, because you can't choose both, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Biggie or Pac?
Pac. You know, I know Biggie kind of put, in my opinion, New York at that prominence where, you know, it was kind of like you expected a Biggie Smalls. You expected a New York to have a Biggie Smalls in that moment.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, you know, when Biggie Smalls passed away, I was in the county jail. I was on my way to prison. And, you know, I heard the rumblings and everything else. Now, granted, I was free when Tupac died. But when Tupac died, like all of the underground radio stations in Miami went crazy. Like there were people like for real crying and shit like that. And some of Tupac's first albums, Thug Life Volume 1, that's the first purchase that I made the day I got out of prison. The day I got out of prison and I got my check, the first thing literally the first thing I went and bought with my money that I got from when I got out of prison, I went to the mall, to what's called the Town Center now. It used to be called the Bakery Center. I went to the Bakery Center and I walked in there and there was a record store in there, and the first thing that I purchased was Thug Life Volume 1 and drove out of the parking lot maybe 2 hours out of prison, whamming Thug Life Volume 1. So, you know, Tupac played musically. He gave me, like that was one of the first artists that I could really feel a connect. He's not one of my top 5 though. But we're talking about impact-wise. I was like one of the first artists that I felt that shit. Like when he was back in elementary, I felt that shit. You know what I'm saying? How do you survive weighing 165 in the city? I felt that. Like, so, you know, his music, not that I didn't feel Biggie's music, but I just felt that thug life aspect. I went and got my Kingpin tattoo across my stomach, inspired by Tupac's Thug Life. So I got a, Chinese Kingpin with a big old 5-point crown up here. Tupac had the AK with the Thug Life. So, my shit it was inspired by Tupac, if you will. So, yeah, Tupac. Crazy enough, huh?
Yeah, super crazy.
Tupac was like he was a real thespian, though. That's the word for that, right? He was an actor. He was a poet. He was a performer.
He's a militant also.
Militant-minded. And it's okay. In a lot of aspects.
Revolutionary.
In a lot of aspects, I have that mindset. In a lot of aspects, you have to be militant-minded. The military teaches you discipline. And in that regard, yeah, Tupac was disciplined. And, he would go into, did you guys ever, shout out to the Source, I want to say it was the Source, or maybe it was Double XL, might have been Double XL, where they gave the breakdown of Tupac Thug Life Volume 1, where they recorded that album in 13 hours.
Wow.
Wait, 13 hours?
13 hours. He went in there and recorded that bitch in one day.
That's crazy.
So when he was finished writing his verse, he would come out, and whoever had wrote their verse while he was in there spinning, that's who got on the song. And whoever didn't, on to the next song.
Yeah, you always hear him talk about his work ethic when you see like the Dre documentaries.
Yeah, he was just a rat. How many posthumous songs he was able to pull out. He was a studio rat. You know what I mean? He just lived in there. He worked. And then he acted. And he did all of those different things, man. So shout out to Tupac. Will Smith is another one of those artists that was able to make that transition from mainstream artist to blockbuster films. Because when Tupac, when he got killed, he had already done movies with everybody under the sun and
Janet Jackson,
everybody, and was working towards doing more. And had he not been called home when he was, he would probably be as big as Will Smith in some capacity in a movie star role. Yeah, I believe so.
No conspiracy theory with that? You don't think?
Everybody talks about what happened, how it could have been, who did what, and everything else. I don't believe Tupac is alive. I believe Tupac is no longer with us. I would love for him to be alive, just like people would love for Elvis to be alive.
Same thing.
you know, and you know, people move in crazy ways, and you know, it's sometimes it's easier to believe in a conspiracy. Sometimes it's easier to believe on, you know, it makes more sense to say the boogeyman did it than really what happened. You know what I'm saying? I think it was the legend of Bagger Vance, and I may be fucking this quote all up, but when the legend becomes fact, you print the legend. And Tupac was one of those larger than life deals where, you know, there has to be more than him dying the way he did. It has to be because so and so was cutting a back
more involved,
or it has to be because this, or it has to be
the
because
government,
that. Right? So, you know, I don't want to speak on it because I'm not educated enough. There are people that have survived. There are people that were in the cars and all that stuff. That I'm sure if you guys can go on YouTube, there's a slew of documentaries where you can hear people's different opinions. You know, in my humble opinion, Tupac is no longer with us, and he's transcended, and his music remains with us. And when I say I want to live forever, that's the kind of feeling I want to have. You know, Tupac, as wild as he was smart enough to know that he wasn't going to live forever. But in order to live forever, you have to change the world. And he changed his immediate world. He changed his world. He didn't change the world. He changed his world. And I happened to be a person that lived in his world at that time. And I'm thankful for the change that he brought to it.
He affected a lot of people. Yeah,
He did.
Who's Kingpin playing right now? Who's in your deck right now?
Right now, no cap added to it, none whatsoever. I'm listening to Ugly Face out of California, because you know I'm a student of the game. I love real hip hop music. Nas is my favorite rapper. Represent is one of the greatest songs ever written. But I'm listening to Ugly Face. Right now I'm listening to Nina Chanel. Shout out to Nina Chanel out of Birmingham. I'm listening to Don't Fold Entertainment. I'm listening to Mac Ben With It and those guys. I got a little Flashy Williams in the deck. I got a little bit of Moolah Da Vinci in there. Because whenever I feel like I need to go on like a journey and I want to go to Dirty South Calabasas, I throw in a little of that Moolah Da Vinci in there. I got some Dolo money in the tape deck because whenever you want to smoke, there's nothing better than smoking to some Dolo Exotic. Who else, man? FOE Brazy is going crazy right now. Listening to him, he's got a project lined up. El Keys, you know, anything Bigga Rankin involved in really got us going crazy. He's got a whole bunch of intros. The Trapping from the Basement series is going nuts. You know, I listen to a lot of different music throughout the day because, believe it or not, I try to make it a point to open up all the emails from everybody that I get. So shout out to Erica Banks. Shout out to Spiffy the Goat. Shout out to Party at 4. You know, the usual suspects. Everybody making the rounds, kind of
shout
working
out
the
Core
records.
DJs.
Shout out to Core DJ. Shout out to T. Lewis. He just dropped a record going crazy. You know, on tour and everything else, man. Shout out to Burner and Teflon. Shout out to Ace and Jeezy. Like all of these DJ and artist combinations right now. Every time these guys are dropping a project, that's what I'm listening to. Right now, I got Ugly Face in heavy rotation. I got DFE in heavy rotation. There's a couple of them, but that's what I'm listening to right now.
That's dope.
Okay, there's new artists that are coming out right now that you're
Yep.
you're closely affiliated with.
When I listen to it, I got to be in the mood to listen to an established artist. Like if you blow up mainstream, I'm gonna add you to that particular playlist. That's gonna make me feel that way. You know, I have my Vatican vibes playlist, and I got my, you know what I mean, where it's just getting real sexy with the R&B stuff, and then I got my old school playlist. You know what I mean, and then I have my gangsta party. So it all depends on what mood your song puts me in. I'm gonna categorize it, and then for the new artist, I understand the value of engagement. So for me, listening to music is less about enjoying it, and it's more about getting it to do what I needed to do. So I understand that in order for an artist to be able to claim their Pandora, for example, or get their song added to the interactive side, they're going to have a certain amount of streams over a certain amount of time. So in me trying to keep the best practices in for these guys and trying to encourage them, because they'll see numbers on their songs and get excited. So I'm kind of listening to it to get a feel for it. I want the system to know that not only do I like these established artists, but I also add this. You know, this is my new salad, if you will. This is my new appetizer. That's what I'm telling the algorithm. This is something that I'm consuming every day. I'm liking it. I'm listening to it at different times of the day. And I try to interject all of those different songs or those different artists into that routine. So once a week, I've been asking people to send me links for 2 hours where I just listen to what they got going on. And if they like it, I send it off to some people. And, you know, more often than not, we have a client that's dropping a record that particular week. So we got to listen to it, and I got to make sure that it's the right version. I got to make sure it doesn't have any skips. I got to make sure that it's not the clean version tagged as the dirty, or the dirty version tagged as the clean. So all of those different reasons are incentives for me to listen to artist music. So that's what I'm enjoying, and that's what I'm working right now. So yes, the vast majority of them are all independent artists.
Okay. Now, at one time,
how many new artists do you get that don't have their stuff tagged properly?
99.9%. 9 times out of 10, when and that's not me being funny. When one of my DJ brothers and sisters sends me a record, you know, they know that when they send me a record, the first email that they're gonna get back from me is gonna ask them for the information, because I won't service it. I won't blast it. If it's not coded, if it's not tagged properly, I won't do it.
Well,
I won't do it.
Break that. You can't monetize off of something unless it's properly.
Well, you know, it opens up the door for scrutiny. So if you give me a record and you tell me the record is dropping on XYZ date, and I go look and there's no pre-order there's no pre-order link, or I have access to that artist's dashboard on certain platforms, and I go look and the song's not available for pitching, then that tells me, number one, that the song either A, hasn't been uploaded, or B, it hasn't been uploaded in time and hasn't been accepted by all of the DSPs. So then that's a red flag. So if that tells me that, then that tells me that you didn't get the codes, or you don't have codes. And if you don't have codes and didn't put them into the song, or have codes and didn't put them into the song, you dead ass wrong. There's a problem there, right? If I don't have the producer name, if I don't have the artist name, if I don't have the beat per minute, what if somebody sends me a brand new song that they're introducing into the marketplace, and I want to know what the TikTok cue is? What if I want to grab the song and make a TikTok video? What if I want to give it to DJs and they want to make it and they want to do a mix? And I don't know. What if?
Yeah,
It's a piece of information that's required when you upload it. So if you had to enter it when you uploaded it, why the fuck you don't have it now? So all of that stuff matters to me. If you don't have your lyrics, then that means you've never typed them out. And if you've never typed them out, you've never had them formatted. And if you've never typed them out and never had them formatted, how do you ever expect to get paid for publishing?
You can't monetize.
So, you know, it throws it all in the one thing, bro. You give me an explicit record with no cover, I'm already looking at you crazy.
Yeah.
Why? Why are you not sending me all of the pieces that I need? You know I need it. That's like telling me I want you to build a house. Here's a hammer.
Then that's it.
Where's the ladder? Where's the materials? Where's the screws? Where's the wood? Where's the drill? Where's the saw? Now you get a hammer, bitch. Aren't you Kingpin? I want that shit you've done for them other talent. Listen to other motherfuckers. Everybody you've ever worked with has no talent. I'm the only talented person you're ever gonna work with. Do that shit for me that you did for them. All I can afford is a hammer. Here. Come on, B. So it just makes it that much more difficult, man. So, you know, there's 55 lines of metadata that every artist should have prior and immediately following an upload. If they're uploading a video, there's going to be 75 lines of metadata added. If you have a band and you're doing splits and shit like that, it gets up to about 175 lines of metadata. And when you really start getting funky with it, you can get into the hundreds and hundreds of lines of metadata. Every picture on you. Did you guys watch the Johnny Depp trial?
Oh, yeah.
Pieces?
Yeah,
You want to know why I watched it?
Yeah.
Because they had the cell phone forensic people on there. I was watching
That's the
cell
reason?
phone. I'm watching it because I want to watch the experts dissect metadata.
Wow.
I want to know
That's dope.
what information is in a picture that an expert can look at a
They can
picture
see
and
that.
say it's not real. There's over 150 lines of metadata attached to every image on your iPhone.
I told
I
you,
didn't know that.
he's the rap
Crazy
Yoda.
shit. I didn't know that. I sat there and watched these motherfuckers get interrogated and have they explain this shit, because in the courtroom, they got to tell it. So, okay, bitch. Nobody else in the world is going to explain metadata. Well, let me sit in the courtroom where they're talking about metadata. And the internet provided me, access to that information. It's not a military secret. They don't want you to
Metadata.
know it because they feel that they can piece it to you, and that's how they make their money. That's fine. Go out there and look for it. And if you feel you can't find it, then start asking people. Y'all motherfuckers don't want to, hey man, how do I make $1 million? Hold on, bro. Why don't you ask me questions? Is there another question that you can ask first? Let's figure out how you can get down the street before you can figure out how you can get booked. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I guess for what it's worth. Ownership is everything, gentlemen. Without ownership
Ownership is everything.
we don't have nothing.
We got to thank you for coming on here, Kingpin. I personally have to thank you.
Man, get out of here. That's
Thank
nothing
you for
but
the opportunity,
knowledge.
because at the end of the
He
day,
dropped nothing but jewels.
excuse me, I want.
He drops nothing but jewels all the time.
All the time.
Let's
All
look,
the time,
let's look
yeah.
at the show and everything and everybody that you guys have sat down with, and some of the amazing places that you guys have been. You guys have gone and visited the largest record label printing press in America. You guys have sat down with platinum and worldwide touring artists. You guys have visited grow shops and everything in between. And all of those things and all of those people that you sat down with, all of them have one thing in common. They all were bosses. None of them, they may have started off sweeping the floor.
They were all bosses.
They were all bosses. And you wanted to go speak with them because you wanted to bring light on their efforts and you wanted to shine, give them a platform to be able to explain how they rose to prominence or how they got to their stardom. And at the end of the day, that's what we're trying to do. That's what this show is. That's every time I get a microphone. That's every time I go live. That's every chance I get to go to a retreat or go to a conference. I'll sit down and I want to what good is knowing me if I can't help you win and vice versa?
So that's big for you. You want everybody to do well.
I need everybody around me to win.
That's right.
We're fucking winners. And if we're not, then we got to cut the dead weight.
He's up every morning. What time you get up every
3
morning?
o'clock.
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
every day.
Every day. It's a sickening, disgusting habit that I have. And I be so happy because I got 4 or 5 hours ahead on most people. By the time most people are getting home from partying and fucking off, I'm up. I'm researching, I'm implementing, I'm figuring out. I joked a couple months back, I've even said it here in the live, like, there's no program that'll turn me into you. Yeah, right, bitch. Don't worry about it. Yes, you gonna see. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. It's programs right now that I'm tinkering with where I can grab the videos, audio, and script, and I'll never need an artist to do shit for me again. Just pay me. Pay me. I'm gonna get up there and do fucking social media videos, and you're gonna be like, how the fuck? The future is here. You will either learn how to work with it to get where you want.
Get down or lay down.
Or lay
Down,
down.
lay down. Get rolled over. Yeah.
It's a fact of life. And no program can look into a crowd and see who's dancing and who's not dancing. No program can do that. A program can tell you the way hit records are played, but it doesn't tell you why. What does AI mean? Can we let's start with that first.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial.
What does artificial mean?
Not real.
Fake.
Not the original.
Okay, so artificial intelligence doesn't think; it calculates. Computers don't think.
It's not sentient.
Computers, they calculate. They find information that's archived. Here's a fun fact for you, and don't take my word for it. Google it. ChatGPT's brain is everything prior to 2021. Haven't you ever thought about when you go ask a computer program to make you art, it draws a fucking oil painting? Because why? What were the artists that they had to teach this computer makes art? Van Gogh, Monet, Basquiat. No fucking student at MIT was looking at me like, I'm gonna fucking figure out what Chance the Express can do on a subway and I'm gonna train an AI to do that too. No, bitch. They took the greatest masterpieces in the world
Each time, yeah.
and put it in and said, learn brush strokes, learn technique, learn all of this, and then mimic this result. And I know this because I've been tinkering with the shit. I've asked AI, I've tricked it. I've had to see if I could trick it. It tells you, it tells you at the bottom, this shit does not give you accurate information. Some of it may be wrong. And we're keeping every keystroke that you put into it. Why are they doing that? They will open it up and let 8 billion people tinker with it so they can figure
get
out
more information.
They can figure out what's wrong faster. 8 billion people can tell you what's wrong with a product by playing with it faster than 5 people can for 8 billion to use. You can't go into AI and ask it to give you a list of artists smoking weed. It'll tell you, I can't do that. That's illegal. Give me a list of all of the artists showing money. I can't do that. It's illegal. So you know what you ask it? Give me a list of all the websites that I shouldn't go to look for with artists holding money. Here's all the websites to stay away from it. So you got to know what to ask. You got to know how to ask it.
So it's still going off of your information.
I'm teaching it. I wake up every morning and I talk to my AI. Good morning. Good morning. What are we doing today? Today we're going to be working on this, that, and the third. Are you ready to do it? Yes, I am. Ask me the questions that you need to ask me so we can get this started. Boop. boop, and that motherfucker starts asking, and I start answering away, and I start telling it, no, don't do that. Erase that from your memory bank. Always commit that for this, boop, and then I'll wait 2 or 3 days and come back and, hey, do you remember that shit I taught you 3 days ago? Yes, I did. Are you talking about this? Bingo. Come on, motherfucker, let's run. And now I'm able to do what normally took me 10 days to do for an artist in one. This is not a fucking joke. This is not a fucking lie. This is not fucking exaggeration. This is a fucking fact. The future has arrived, and there's even more reason for none of us to be lazy, for none of us not to have the information, because the help that you need is a fucking subscription away. You know how they said, the minute they make Instagram, you pay for it, people are going to leave. They made bitches pay for verifications, ain't nobody left.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I paid for mine. Paid for my verification on Twitter, because the first thing it tells you on Twitter when you log in is if you don't have your paid verification, you can't have 2-factor authentication. So anybody who doesn't have a blue check on Twitter, that's automatically telling me you don't pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, you don't have 2-factor, so your shit could be hacked. So how many followers you want to lose? Because it tells you, if you want to keep 2-factor authentication, you got to pay. You pay for Apple Music, $14.99. You mean to tell me that I'm not going to pay to verify that this is in fact who I am, so that when I go to connect my business and connect my store and sell my merchandise, and I have to provide banking information and picture IDs and routing numbers and account numbers and all of that shit is already, I don't want to do that. Why? Because it's not cool. None of these motherfuckers you see with a blue check, none of them. Let me walk that dog back in the park. 7 out of 10 of these motherfuckers you see with blue checks that paid for them, they paid more for a blue check than any person would paying monthly. You'd have to pay monthly for 10 years, the $15 rate, to equal the amount of what some of these motherfuckers paid for last year. They still got 9 years, and guess what? After they paid it, it got took from them. After they paid it, it got took from them. Fucking goofballs.
Oh, man. Yo, Kingpin, I can't thank you enough, man. This means the world to us that you came on the show.
I'm humbled. Thank you for the opportunity, man. I love you guys. You guys
are Juggernaut.
I know I drive him crazy a lot because, you know me, I ask the questions.
But that's what we're supposed to do. You're not supposed to be around us and not ask questions, and you're not supposed to take anything and how I say it to heart, because if I'm speaking to you, I'm not speaking to you from a place of malice. I'm speaking to you from a place of frustration. How do you not know that? How did we not think about that? How are we not prepared? Those are usually my questions, and always followed by a solution. So there's very few people that you're going to meet, and I'm just thankful that I've been blessed and raised in the business by people like Bigga Rankin, people like Tony Neal, people like I Am The Connect, people like Al Green. These are my Tampa Mystic, Dirty from Voice Magazine. Shout out to DJ Win. Shout out to DJ Kool-Aid. These are all people that helped raise me in this business. And even though we came up together, a lot of them, they still helped raise me in this business, man. And for me not to want to pay it all forward, I'm a piece of shit, bro. I took so much from so many people in my life. I was a bad kid. I hurt a lot of people, dog, and I did a lot of damage in my life. And that's why I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, because I got a tab with the big fella upstairs. I'm not trying to get my way into heaven. I'm just trying to make sure that while I'm here, that I'm doing everything that I can to be a better person today than I was yesterday, so that my kids will be able to stand proud and knowing that my biggest fear is that I'll die, or that I'll wither away and I didn't teach them what they needed to survive in life. And I feel like that about my business partners. I feel like that about anything that we're doing. You guys have a podcast. I want to help. You guys you're cutting grass. I want to design the flyers. I want to help get your website rolling. If you're doing taxes, come on, I'm going to come to that motherfucker and I'm going to get a couple DJs to come set up outside, and we're going to have balloons in the grand opening, and I know how to do geotag it. We're going to get OG to run ads for you. And that's the kind of shit that we want to do. I'm that friend. I'm not the friend that you call and be like, oh, yeah, I've been thinking about starting a business, because I'm going to be like, okay, what are we going to call it? Okay, I just bought the website now. I'm already on it. That's the kind of shit that I want to do. And if you're not that excited about it, then why do you want me to be excited about it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you come to me and you bring it to me because you want my input. You know what comes with my input. If you're not ready to work,
it's time to work.
Cool, we don't got to talk about nothing music related. As a matter of fact,
Time to work.
I would rather we don't. Let's talk about each other's kids. Let's talk about life and tell me a funny story. Let's, smoke some J's or whatever the fuck. Let's kick the bobo. But when you want to talk about business, then I'm gonna expect you to be about it. If you're not about it, I'm never talk to you the same way again. Because I understand that you didn't bring this opportunity to me. You thought that I was gonna make this opportunity for you. And that's kind of selfish, bro, because I gotta provide for myself. What the fuck am I doing for you? If I'm doing for you, what can I do for myself?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Right?
A lot of sense.
When I help people, I like to be able to reap the benefits of that help. I like to be able to help somebody. I don't put my name on the front of nobody's projects. But if you go search Kingpin or Promo Vatican and you hit enter on Google, that bitch finna give you thousands and thousands and thousands of results. Right? Promo Vatican is when you search Promo Vatican, the hashtag, the similar hashtags are rap and hip hop. I'm not making this up. This is the social media category.
Yeah.
I don't have a 200,000 posts. There's 200,000 post tag Promo Vatican because of the affiliates and all the people that contribute. That's what it's about, man. I want everybody to help. I know who fucks with me by who doesn't leave a comment on the cheat code videos.
That's how you judge it.
That's how I know who don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Because nothing I'm saying on a cheat code video is about me. Nothing I'm saying is about you. Everything I'm saying is about structure. And if you aren't willing to take a moment out to big up somebody that you will privately praise publicly, then that means that you don't want to, you're afraid that you engaging on that picture is going to help somebody else see that you like it because you've been talking shit about me and you don't want nobody to see that. Or B, you're afraid that you liking that post and you sharing that post is going to take attention away from you. Yeah. At which point I can say,
wow,
turning on, watching, celebrating somebody else's shine is not going to diminish yours. So, to all people, I tell people, don't follow me, follow the cheat code. I don't want you to follow me, follow Jesus. If you're going to follow anybody, follow Al Green, follow Art Red Soul, follow Flash E. Williams, follow L Keys, follow Dolo Money, follow Mac Ben With It, follow Easy Pacino.
We got to shout out Flash too. We got to shout out Flash.
Follow them, and I'm going to follow you back.
The fly guy. The
dripster. We don't want to call him the drip god. We'll call him the dripster. We'll call him the dripster. We try to surround ourselves with people that are above average, and you guys are definitely above average. The Big DM, above average. Scarecrow, above average. Stunt with Tulip TV, above average. Wendy Day, above average.
Al Green, above average.
Al Green, way above average. Ferrari Simmons, above average. Shauna Reed, above average.
OG Tony G,
above
average.
20,000 leagues above the sea. What am I talking about? So, shout out to my squad. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all so much for this amazing opportunity, man. Promo Vatican, Art Rev Soul. Scroll down to the bottom of the website, artrevsoul.com, artrevsol.com. Go all the way down to the bottom and click on that option. Get you a free audit. We ask you 4 questions: your name, a link to your most recent release, and 2 of your socials. And you send that information to us, and within a few days, one of our reps is going to get back with you,
guaranteed,
with some information to maybe, if we can help you. We can't help everybody that comes to us. Some people cannot be helped. Some people don't want to be helped. Some people want to be rescued. But the ones that are serious about getting the information, here's the thing about what we do before we go. I'm not going to sell you nothing until I know what you got going on.
Exactly.
And once I tell you what you got going on, you got 2 choices. You could do it yourself, or you could hire us to do it. But either way, just get it done.
Get it done.
Get it done. That's what it's about. 2023 and moving forward, close it out, get it done.
And I want to thank everybody for tuning in once again. It's been another successful episode. And as always,
I had a blast. Thank you.
We'll catch you on the other side. Bong.
Bong. Hold that.
I'm glad we're done. Now I can smoke off camera.